Hi, I'm Anna Denton-Jones of Refreshing Law Limited, and I'm recording this at the beginning of National Bullying Week, a week in which we think about the subject of bullying, and obviously I'm going to think about it as an employment lawyer in the workplace. I just wanted to give you some of my thoughts in that topic area. So over the years, I have developed personal theory based on just the experiences that I deal with week in, week out, talking to people anecdotally. And that theory is that at some point in everybody's career, you come across somebody in the workplace who is a bully. Now, the first thing to say about that, of course, is it isn't you. So if you find yourself in that unfortunate position, then you need to remember that it isn't you, it is them, and that you have just hit that point in your career where you have met that person. I've got a group of friends and we go for dinner occasionally, and one by one, everybody in that group has had an experience of bullying in the workplace environment. So the next question, of course, is what do you do about it if you do come across that scenario for yourself? The majority of people will move on from their position and quietly find alternative employment somewhere else. And all the surveys show that, even where organisations perhaps know that there might be a bit of a problem with somebody, they may be aware that they are losing people because of that person's behaviour, but maybe they're a star performer in other respects. The most common way of dealing with a bully is that people move on. They say, don't they, that people leave a bad manager, etc. So if that is you and you make that decision that you're going to kind of go quietly and move on, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that either. There are reasons why you might want to make that decision. I'm not going to criticise anybody who decides to do that, because like I say, the majority of people will fall into that camp. It is over 50% of people that choose to do that. Of course, I come up more often against the people who decide that quietly moving on perhaps is not for them for whatever reason, given the nature of my role as a lawyer. So I am often talking to people about their options around using sick pay if you've got generous support around your health, to maybe get yourself out of a situation, even if it's just as a temporary reprieve whilst you think about what you need to be doing. I'm always talking to people about raising a grievance, and the challenge around bullying is being able to articulate that bullying in terms that an investigator can understand and follow. So the challenge with bullying always is that it's generally done with a smile on its face, and it can be quite insidious, and it's about how somebody's making you feel rather than perhaps objective evidence that you can put forward of something. So the key to a really good grievance around bullying will be to be able to articulate what has happened, when, who else was there, as well as how it made you feel. So that's the challenge. So sometimes I will advise people before you make any big decisions, just get a blank piece of paper and start writing and start remembering and putting down what has happened. And sometimes by doing that, you're able to see that, yes, there is something here on paper that I can raise with the organisation that I work for. Other times people might, through that exercise, actually decide, you know what, I don't want to take this any further. But it's a valuable exercise in helping you see what there is in terms of evidence, because of course employers are going to have to base decisions on evidence. So evidence is the key. Are there other people who've been affected who would also be willing to stick their head above the parapet? Because from the employer's perspective, they might have an inkling that something's not right, but until they've got somebody coming forward and complaining about it, they also have no evidence on which to take action. So sometimes, HR are desperately trying to get people to stick their heads above the parapet, so that they can do something. So think about it from that perspective. I could probably go on all day about the subject, but I will leave it there for now. If anyone's got any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. It's adenton@refreshinglawltd, the shortened form of limited.co.uk. Thank you very much.